Good morning, citizens. Today is August 15th. I have been away from Star Citizen for a little bit because I was living in the past. Kind of an odd way of saying that. Yeah, I took a few days off. I went to the US to go to a fur trade reenactment event. Quite fun. If anyone was in the Grand Portage area, I was there and you could have seen me, but alas, I didn't tell anyone where I was going. But I came back, although I am a little bit rough. My throat's a little bit sore because it was basically misting or raining the entire time, so we basically smoked all our firewood, and so I've breathed in a ton of smoke. From a non-smoker to breathing in the equivalent of 6 cords of wood. Little bit rough on the lungs, but we're okay. We're back. So I took a few days off from playing. I have been producing more videos, so I have made right up until part 7 of my contest. I just have not edited those videos. I am still editing as I go along. I'll record a bunch, edit a bunch, get them out hopefully at least once a week. If you have not entered that contest yet, I absolutely suggest that you do, because right now your chances of winning are quite good, and the prize is an Aurora MR Foundation Fest package. So the Aurora MR Foundation Festival paint, and I forget how much starting money, and the game download itself. So even if you don't have a game account, you're able to play the game. If you do have a game account, in the future something's going to happen with that. I don't know what it is. Somehow you're able to create a secondary character that's like an NPC that you may inherit when you die or something. I don't know. It hasn't really fully been explained yet, but that is the case. So a little bit of an update on where I've been, as well as a few things I'm going to talk about that are not contest related. One is these things. I'm going to talk about those real quick. We're just going to kind of look through the main thing, but these mission spotlights are pretty cool. This one's a salvage one, but I don't see a contest for this one. But they said mission spotlights, where they're going to spotlight missions and then upload things about them, and you can potentially win ships suited to those challenges. So the salvage contract, maybe you can win a vulture. However, when you go to Spectrum, why can't I find Spectrum? Here we go. When you go to Spectrum, I don't see a contest for that in Spectrum. There was one for the Arlington Gang screenshot contest, and those prizes were an Aegis Redeemer, an Eclipse, and an Arrow, but I haven't seen one for the mission spotlight for salvage yet. But keep an eye out. Maybe that will be coming soon. Big news is that 3.20 has gone to Evocati. If you don't know what that means, it means it's like the first round of testers. Invite only testing for upcoming patches. The people that really are good at finding problems, submitting bug reports, get invited to do Evocati. There has been some changes for the next round of testing. I am not really going to get into that now. There is a lot of PTU drama. Needless to say, before, if you were concierge, you could get in on a certain wave. If you were a subscriber, you get on a certain wave. If you were Evocati, you were in right at the beginning, and they've switched how people are getting in. But if you want to get in on the first wave, really all you need to do is go to the pledge store and go to a subscription and get yourself a subscription. However, the fact that they're charging $10 to get you in is a lot of people saying just a money grab. I say it's a company making money. Really not that surprising. I would love to have access to the PTU, but I'm not concierge. I am not a subscriber, and I am not Evocati. And I would really like to get early access in order to maybe show some things, or at least learn things and find out some of the details, so I'm prepared for when a patch drops. But I'm fine with waiting. A lot of times I like to wait and be surprised. 1 second, please. I'm going to cough for a second. I tried not to do that on microphone. I do apologize if that was loud. Like I said, coated with smoke. So I really, it really doesn't bother me because I'll take it or leave it with the PTU. A lot of times it's really buggy right off the beginning, anyways. I'd rather get access a little bit later when things are sometimes smoother. Although then there'll be a patch like 3.18, I believe was the one that was just garbage. So there is that. Now the next thing to talk about is the Ship Showdown returns. So the Ship Showdown is pretty interesting. So if you do not have a game account and you're looking for a free fly, coming up will be another free fly. Usually what happens is the Ship Showdown leads up to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, which is the versus ship sale for non-military ships. So if you're looking at things like Invictus for military ships, this is everything else. And during the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, um, all the ships that are currently flyable pretty much are available for you to try out and fly. On top of that, they have 6 more days to. I'll explain that. They do have this bracket of ships that people vote on, and those voting for which ship is your favorite. Usually, it's going to come down to Carrack and MSR, maybe something like the. I think the Corsair might be in there this year, 600i maybe. And then whatever ship people are voting to try to make sure that those ships don't win. Sometimes it's a good ship. If they chose something like the MR or like even the Mustang or the C8X Pisces, for instance, I would be all for voting for that. The Cutter, another one that's going to be awesome, I'd vote for that. If it turns out people are voting for Rock DS or Mule just to prove a point, I won't be voting for that because, I try to vote for a ship that I actually think is a good ship. But the good thing about this is if you own one of these ships by the end of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, you do get a paint specifically for those ships for the top 4. On top of that, the winning ship will get something themed that everyone seems to get as part of that. So last year it was a backpack. The year before, I believe it was a helmet that was anvil themed. So those things are kind of added to your hangar. So when you're done, they'll be in your hangar. I don't have my hangar right now, but you'll be able to see those items put in there. Ship Showdown right now, 6 days, 39 minutes left to basically show which ship you would like and put in the vote. So you can see people here have made like little models of some of the different things, drawings of the different things. This looks like a sushi vulture. Is that what that is? That is awesome. You know what? Oh, I'm not signed in right now. Okay, I'm going to vote for that. Sushi vulture, what an awesome thing. So you don't need to be really super artistic. You don't need to be able to produce like, the best looking thing ever. Just, something that you really like to show it off. We have here, it looks like a cutter made out of pizza. It says 2 Drake cutters. Oh, because it says Drake on there. That's pretty funny. Screenshots, all these, every time someone's putting one in there, 600i, that's letting people vote that they like that. Most votes for specific things helps them make their bracket. That's how the Ship Showdown works. It is pretty cool. One thing I'm thinking about is 3.20. 3.20 is coming up, and there's still no news if there's going to be a full wipe or if it's going to be a partial wipe, maybe rep, maybe money. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows. Everyone's saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen. We won't know until it happens. But if there is a full wipe at 3.20, I think potentially then I will continue to edit the videos I've already recorded and might hold the draw for my contest at that point. Because if there's a full wipe, I'd be in essence starting from the bottom again and would kind of defeat the purpose of showing you how you can build up a game package. So 3.20 wipe means you can get yourself voting, not voting, but entries right now to potentially win my contest. So that's a potential. I don't know what's happening yet. One last thing I'm going to show you, and it's not actually in relation to these things that you're seeing here, to the Ship Showdown. Just something I've been planning for a while for something entirely different, but it may actually turn out to be something for Ship Showdown as well. So I'm going to try to figure out how to get my webcam to work, and then I will be right back. Okay, webcam working. Ooh, let's get rid of that. Perfect. Yes, webcam working. So I bought myself a little bit of a treat, something that I've wanted for a very long time. And recently, I was going to get myself a 3D printer, and I actually almost got myself a Prusa Mark III, and I had it in my cart, and I was kind of debating, and the Mark IV came out, but they were expensive. And I was looking at the kit, which at least was cheaper, and so I got myself a Prusa Mark IV kit. And the first thing I printed out was, well, technically, let me find it. Here it is. First thing I printed out was this little Prusa keychain. Once I put it together, it took me about 3 days to put together, just to see how it works. Made myself a little Prusa keychain. There we are. Made that, and was very happy with how that turned out. And from that, I figured the next thing I'll ever 3D print, the very next thing, go big or go home. And I've got, it's in 4 parts, because there's these little pieces here. Little pieces, because they kind of snapped off, taking off the support, and then 2 halves of my first ship I ever had in the verse, a little Aurora MR. So I made this, figured out how to make this. Which way are we going? There we go. In the modeling program, and then took forever to do the slicer, and printed out 2 halves. The reason I printed out 2 halves is because it was a lot easier than using a lot of supports this way between the little wings. If I print out 2 halves, I'm printing up, and then the circle would be kind of flat, I figured. So I've made it that way. Really impressed with the printer, because I took the models from the game files themselves and just kind of cleaned them up. You can see I still not 100% know what I'm doing, which is why the interior, I'm leaving this support in there, but it printed support because it printed a hollow interior with a little chair in it. So even though it's solid, it still printed some of the interior. I wasn't able to remove all the interior. However, the little panels where the little VTOL fans are, they show up. There's still a little bit of cleanup on some of these pieces to do. Little support material in here where the cargo grid area is. I removed some things. I removed the guns off the front. I figured I can just kind of kit bash those and put them on later. Same with, I think there was missiles on the top here. There's a couple things I took off on here, but these little angular pieces, can't speak, we're going to go right there on the back, and we'll put this together. So I was originally making this just because I wanted to make models of some ships and kind of review the ships as well as their look just by having like a physical version. So look at this. I'm so happy with this. There's definitely, you know, a lot of sanding and painting to do before this is done, so I don't know when I'm going to actually complete this, but when it's complete, I'm going to have myself a little Aurora MR, and I'm definitely going to do more of this. So if you think you would like to see more of me making models of some of the Star Citizen ships, maybe even the process for how I'm going about getting these, let me know in the comments, and I would maybe consider making kind of a series. But my thought is I might do this as part of a review of different ships, is just review of the physical shape and look of the ships. And this, I'm super happy with how this turned out. My first print, I started it, I stopped putting in the lines, I sat there and watched it for about 40 minutes, just enthralled with it kind of building up. It said it would take about 6 hours, so I went to sleep and I woke up and I thought I'd go check to see if it printed, and I had like 4 minutes left, so I was able to watch the final last little bit of the print on this. But for my first ever real print on a 3D printer, and the first print on this printer, I'd really say, because we're not going to count this little rectangle, I'm super impressed with this. I think it's really cool. And so once I do the last little bit of cleanup of all the support material, and once I do the sanding and painting and everything, we'll come back and visit this ship again, because this is cool. This is going to be the first of hopefully many ships in the verse that I make. So that is it. That is the update. There will be another contest video coming out. I think I just did the bigger delivery one. I think I just put that one out. So we're going to go into 2 videos on hand mining. One just the basics of hand mining, and one where I hit the sand caves looking for janolite. Will I find it? You're going to have to tune in and see. Until next time, thank you everyone so much for your support. Please like and subscribe. It does help my channel grow, and the more it grows, the more I'll be able to do more giveaways like the one I'm doing now. Until then, thank you. Goodbye, everybody, and I hope to see you soon in the verse.